FY Sports.
Welcome back. Well, from upsets to overtime thrillers, day one of the Summit League tournament was certainly the start to March Madness. Today, the second set of quarterfinals tipped off with three more South Dakota schools in action. We'll start it off on the men's side with the defending champs. The four-seeded Jackrabbits come into the tournament rolling, winners of 3 straight games. However, tonight starts a new season, and SDSU's journey back to the big dance started with the tip-off versus Denver. And early on, who else but Mike Dahm showing out. He dials it up from distance and buries it. More from the Player of the Year coming up. State now up 9 and still adding on. Chris Howell connects on the turnaround J, plus a foul. He tacked in 10 for SDSU. Dahm then takes over. He's going to swish home 3 more on the silky 3. The sophomore poured in a game-high 33 points. In the second half, Dahm's teammates step up. Lane Severin goes to the rack and scores. The Pierre native chipped in 6. SDSU's defense was also impressive. That's Tevin King with a nice block. And then on the other end, Skylar Flatten finishes at the rack. The Jacks cruise to an 83-73 win over Denver. SDSU will now take on USD on Monday night in the semifinals. Here's Jacks head coach TJ Altelberger on tomorrow's State versus the U showdown.
You look at USD, very well-coached team, great players. A lot of guys have stepped up for them this year. Both games really coming down to that last possession. So feel like our bunch is playing really well right now. We're competitive, and to have the opportunity to play in such an awesome atmosphere against a great opponent is pretty cool. So we're excited for the challenge.
Well, SDSU women were also looking to get back to the big dance. The third-seeded Jacks are seeking their 8th title in the past 9 seasons. Their journey began this afternoon as well as they took on Oral Roberts at the Denny. Close game early, but the Jacks' Madison Giebert doing her part. She spins to the free throw line and hits the jumper. Giebert finished with 16. Jacks continue to flex. Clarissa Ober pulls down a pass. She goes strong to the rim and scores. Jacks now up 4. Final seconds of the first half, Carrie Young is going to float in this runner. She had a game-high 16 points, including this pretty reverse layup to start the second half as SDSU advances with a 65-60 win over Oral Roberts. Here's their head coach, Aaron Johnson, after their big win.
Well, that was a great win. It was a very challenging win. Oral Roberts played very well, I thought, on offense and defense. Their pressure caused us a lot of problems. I'm really pleased with the way we played today, and really pleased with the fact we got a win against a good team.
Now the 4-seeded USD women also opened up play. They took on Omaha. Solid start for the Yotes. They run the high-low as Bridget Arns connects off glass, part of a 6-0 run for USD. More from the Coyotes right here. Kira Duffy steps up from way downtown. She buries the triple. The freshman of the year had 13 points. Later in the first half, JC Bradley's going to swish in 3 more from the exact same spot. Coyotes go up on Omaha by 3 late in the first half, but they couldn't find an answer for Omaha star Michaela Shaw. First, she drives strong to the paint and gets the lefty layup to go, and then she's going to score from the other side of the paint. Nice layup here. She led all players with 25 points. Omaha pulls the big-time upset. They knock out USD with a 64-58 win.
It's unfortunate, and it's not how we wanted to finish, and it's not how we wanted to play today. But the fact that our kids have battled and have found a way to win 22 games with, when we started the season, we played our first game at the Pentagon, we had a combined 5 starts.
Now the Yotes will find out next week if they'll continue their season with an NIT or postseason bid. Well, let's go to Division II hoops now. The NCAA selection show took place tonight, and the Northern State women are going dancing. The Wolves won the NSIC tourney and draw the A seed. They'll take on Emporia State on Friday night, March 10th. And on the men's side, after winning the NSIC tournament title, Southwest Minnesota State earns the number 2 seed. They'll take on the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys on Saturday afternoon. Augustana's also dancing. They'll head to the NCAA Division II tournament as they'll take on Arkansas Monticello on Saturday as well. Well, let's switch gears now and head to the mat. This weekend, South Dakota State is wrestling in the Big 12 Championships. The Jacks advanced just 1 wrestler to the finals, but that match would make history. At 133 pounds, Seth Gross taking on Cade Brock of Oklahoma State. Gross trailing 2-1 early, but grabs the leg and gets the 2-point takedown. Well done there as he goes up 2-1. Late in the second now, tied at 6-all. Gross shoots and connects. Gross goes on to take the 9-7 decision. He gives SDSU their first ever Big 12 individual title. Congrats to Gross and the Jacks. And on the team scoreboard, it would be the Cowboys, though, claiming the title with 176.5 points. SDSU comes in at third with 90.5. The Jacks do send 5 wrestlers to next week's NCAA championships. Well, finally tonight, let's roll out to the ice in the South Dakota Girls Hockey State Championships. Today, the entire season came down to one game as Sioux Falls and Aberdeen skated for a state title. Let's go out to the Iceplex for the highlights. Aberdeen comes out firing early on in this one. Emma Alberg shoots from the blue line, but it's Haley Holland getting the deflection and lighting the lamp. Well done there. Cougars up 1-0. More from Aberdeen a bit later. Kensington Eckhoff dekes and shoots, but Abba Krabernoff makes the save. She had 42 of those on the afternoon. But the Cougar offense was too much. Rhiannon Abel turns around and buries it stick side. Aberdeen's your state champs. They win the title over Sioux Falls 4-1. Congrats to the Cougars.